Let's try again.
Hi everyone, my name is Nanda Araújo. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here today, connect with you guys one more time. Welcome to my channel, Conversation with Within. If you are new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe it. And don't forget to like this video or any other videos that you watch on my YouTube channel. And the other thing that I suggest for you, please listen to this conversation today to beginning to the end. This conversation that can help so much you to understand so many things been going on in your life right now, and they can help in your spiritual growth as well. My guest today is Ana Rubin. She was born and raised in Brazil, just like me, and I'm so grateful, thankful that for the first time I have someone from my own country here to talking about something. Uh, she's a certified non-sex coach, yoga teacher, and she's believed that sexual energy is a sacred energy. This is so beautiful. No? She Also, she used yoga, some healing, and somatic movements to support women in returning home to their own bodies. This is so beautiful. Thanks so much, Anna, to take the time here today to come to talk to us and I mean about something that me personally I believe in. I mean the billions and billions of people today. It doesn't matter what country now, they still have so much taboo, so much fear, so much lack of information. What I'm saying is come from a place of love. I'm not judging anyone because me personally, I still so much to learn about sex energy. Thanks so much, Anna, for being here today, talk with us.
Thank you for having me. And what you just said about us not having information, I always say that all of us, 40 and beyond, we all need sex re-education. We all need to be re-educated, and there's so much to unlearn as well.
I love that. So I'd like to ask a question that I always ask for my guests at the beginning. What type of belief that you were raised by your parents?
Yeah, so growing up in Brazil, my parents were very Catholic, so I grew up going to a mass. I grew up doing prayers that I didn't really connect with, but it felt like the words that I was just speaking. Um, and there were certain beliefs that I didn't even connect with. But I remember that my mom she had a big faith, and she was the one who would get candles. And if somebody was sick, she would turn on a candle, she would pray, and it worked. So,
My mother was the same thing, Yeah, my mother was raised a Catholic, But go ahead.
which nowadays, even though nowadays I'm not a Catholic, I do believe in the power of faith, of intention, and
I got
connection
you.
with energy.
Got you.
So it doesn't matter, I always say, it doesn't matter the God you pray for, but is the intention pure and loving and kindness and of light, of highest good. And so, but I was raised Catholic, going to mass and not having an idea what's going on. Oh, the standing up and going down. I remember liking the music though. When there was like some music and the instruments, oh, this is cool. And I remember the saints, right? I remember, like, as a Catholic, we have so many saints. And I remember going to, I don't know if you've been in São Paulo, because you come from another city in Brazil,
Yeah, I went to São
but there
Paulo
were
for a couple
Saint
weeks.
Jude, São
Yeah,
Judas Tadeu.
yeah.
And I remember, like, my parents going and looking at the saints and praying. And I remember seeing people, closing their eyes, this movement of going inwards. But in the Catholic Church, um, I also remember, now that we're talking, it's so interesting how we do this journey inwards, right? And I'm thinking about the wine and the food. I, I remember like so many things that was just, as a child growing up, but was with the curiosity of a child, but nothing, something that I really connected and understood spirituality, which came later in life. But I'm grateful for the Catholicism, right? I think this is my first connection of how to be a good human. I think that's what religion comes for, and people use to kind of keep us on track. And for my family, that's what kept them on track.
That's
Does it make
beautiful.
sense?
Yeah, yeah. I experienced the same thing with my parents as well. Yeah, but one thing, that I like to say, even for a lot of people to understand, if you go to any metaphysical place in Brazil that you call maybe, Centro Espírita, Umbanda, Candomblé, or Macumba, this is the words, we use in Portuguese, you see, a lot of, saints, statues on the altar, like the Virgin Mary, Jesus Christ. Now, some others even have one here. It's called São Jorge. There's a saint. They used to kill bad dragons back then. The reason I'm explaining this, you see a lot of image, from the Catholic inside the spiritual place, because the spirituality in Brazil, when the slaves come to Brazil, brought the spirituality, to our country, they forced them, you know what I mean, to be Catholic, to pray as a Catholic. They forced them. If not, they would have killed them. So, but anyway, so they all there has the image, play, praise them. By the night, when everybody was going to sleep, so the slaves, you know what I mean, in the middle of the night, grab all the stuff, they believe in the spirituality, and they used to do their own personal ceremony. That's the reason, like I said, when if you go to any metaphysical place in Brazil, you see it, say, well, they are spiritual. Why they have all these stats, Virgin Mary, Jesus, all these saints from the Catholic Church? For this reason, that what she was saying is the same thing my mother has. You know what I mean? I don't have it here on my altar. I just have only one. But yeah, when I pray sometimes for one of them as well. Now I still doing this today. I'm very open-minded, but this is beautiful.
I think like in Brazil, we are I don't know if in other countries, but I'm sure that in Brazil we have this different types of religions and different types of connections with the spirituality.
Yeah,
There is a richness to that, as you were mentioning.
yeah, yeah.
And because you were asking about how I was raised, and I also like I lived in this small street, and I had two women that were shamans. They were what we would call in English shamans. In Portuguese, we call one benzedeira,
Benzedeira,
and the
yeah,
benzedeira, the one who prays over you,
yeah.
her name is Dona Zezé. And this woman was an older lady. She lived in this very simple house, and there was like a line in front of her house. I remember leaving my house and seeing this big line because people who medicine could not help them anymore, they came to her. So she would pray over them. And there is like one type of herb she used to use. I don't know how it says in English, what is the translation? It's called arruda.
Yeah, I don't
And
think I can translate that, but yeah,
yeah, maybe we can look look it up.
yeah.
But I remember she would get that arruda, and the person would sit down over her, like in front of her, and she would pray over them. And I've seen her uh, with this co-creation of healing, people being healed with that interaction. But the funniest thing is that right on the house on the other side, there was this other lady. That one, no. That one was not in the Catholic. Dona Zezé would heal with the Catholic prayers. She would pray, and sometimes she would go in her zone and just pray over people, calling for the healing. The other person was one of those that have the spiritual guides. So she had a couple of spiritual guides. So for American people who had never seen that before, it might be a little hard to understand, but as a child, I grew up watching her. So she would be this regular middle age, more than middle age, like a senior already. regular woman, from this little part in Brazil. And then when somebody came, when she was there working in the healing, she would completely change when the way that she was talking, the way that she was moving, and she would do premonitions about people. She would see things that uh, other people couldn't see. She would listen. She would also pray over you. So I grew up with this variety and this richness of healing, of healing, and the saints. It's so interesting you mentioned the saints and how this big mix because it's like I used to think, who are these people? All these saints and
Yeah.
this is good for this is good for that because like if you're Catholic, you have a specific saints for
Oh,
specific prayers,
yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah,
It's like a
yeah.
medicine. You need
Yeah.
this, you gotta
It's
pray
it's
for
like
these
it's like in India there has thousands and thousand gods, one god for each single,
for
or God for
each,
the
right?
head, God for this finger, God for another
Yes,
finger, God for the
yes.
shoulder. It go on and
Yes.
on.
I
Yeah,
have a picture here of Shiva. The other day, one of my students from India, she went to India and she brought me a Shiva.
yeah. I
So
have I have a here.
you have
Yeah,
it too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so
Yeah, God,
uh,
Lord Shiva. Yeah, yeah,
thing Shiva. So we have
yeah,
Shiva.
yeah.
I also have Buddha. I have
Me too. Yeah,
in the Catholic. I have the Mary, Mother Mary.
yeah.
So, but anyways, because I'm very open about religion nowadays. But going back to what you're saying, the saints as well. For me, nowadays, I like to believe that the saints, they were healers. They were
Yeah,
just like what we
yeah,
call the
yeah,
healers of today, the people who work
yeah.
with healing.
I
These
agree.
were people that they were connected somehow,
Yeah,
that they gave their life to be used and just be in the path of healing, of charity, of loving, of no violence, of peace. So I see the saints nowadays with these eyes, and then I have a lot of reverence and love for them, even though I
yes.
do not pray for them directly.
Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful explanation so people can understand a little bit more. Yeah, but I just like no talk now because no, like I said at the beginning, you are s- so into now to not only with yourself but helping so many women, so many clients
Mhm.
now relates to sexuality now to try to understand how to use these energies now, not just now the way I like to say, not to satisfy our ego, the way, once again, I'm not judging what, so the way billions and billions of people in this planet, don't have sex, intimacy, only to satisfy the ego, not to use the energies, you know what I mean, in an appropriate way, So I just like, to ask, what exactly that you do, like, how you explain and teach, people, about, sexuality, because so many people had so much taboo, so much trauma, so much fear, so much, lack of information, even though we are in 2026, but it's still so many people, men and women, now in this time that we live. It sounds like unreal, but it is real.
It is. It is. It is real. And it's so interesting that you started questioning about religion or spirituality, how I was raised. And um, with all the respect I have for all the different religions, um, in the Catholicism, there are and different religions too, the religion and the sex, they don't match together, and that's sometimes the first negative message we receive as a child or a teenager, is the first the negative message about sex, that it's a sin or it's dirty or it should not be done before marriage, and all the different things that are beliefs. And I'm not saying what beliefs are right or wrong, but religion is one of the sources that sometimes we receive messages that are negative about uh, sex. and it comes and it stays with us. One thing that I always like to make it a distinction is, well, first of all, sometimes we have a hard time to say the word sex. You see, if I say the word sex in on Instagram, sometimes you can even have your account uh, canceled or disconnected, depending on. So the word has already, the word carry for many people already a negative association,
Yeah.
right? So that's the first thing. The other thing is, I always like to say that you can have sex here and you have intimacy here. They're not the same thing. You can have sex without intimacy, and you can have intimacy without penetration. If you look at the definition of sex, it's basically in the dictionary saying that sex it refers to the penetration, and sex is much more complex than that. And I'm bringing it to communication words because we communicate through words and the words we say matters, right? So, so my connection with sex were very, 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 I received that growing up, I received all this negative associations with sex and sexuality from this is right, this is wrong, it should be like this is normal, this is not normal. So we receive all these messages from everybody. And then and then we don't know why we cannot be intimate with people because we are having sex in this way that it's heavy. Oh my, this is not right. This is wrong. What should I do? Can you hear sound? I think I'm receiving like can you hear a sound or no when I'm talking? No? Good.
Mm.
Because
No, I
I
have
have
some,
something
but
popping up here on my phone and I thought that was coming through my computer. So I want to make sure that we're listening. But I wanted to bring because we go to the Bible. I do a work with women and I use the metaphor of a garden. So I'm gonna use it here to explain. So it all started in the garden, right? Like if you go to the Bible, and I have a lot of respect for the Bible and
me too.
everything, but it
Yeah.
is the story
Yeah.
of Eve and how Eve has the whole story. I say we were made wrong. We women were made wrong since the beginning, since that garden. So it's all our fault, right? And then what happens is like there is the saying, what's wrong? We should not do this. So the work I do with women today, I use the metaphor of a garden. I always say like we all, men and women, but because I work with women, I'm going to explain with women. We have a internal sexual garden. And this internal, imagine like using the imagination. We have this internal sexual garden where a lot of things were planted about sex, sexuality, intimacy, pleasure, and everything that's related to that. Who planted that? Our family, the environment, the religion, everything planted because we didn't create that when we were children and teenagers. And after everybody planted that, when we get to the teenage years, we start to discover sex and sexuality and sex interactions and experiences. And sometimes we keep cultivating things that we don't want to cultivate anymore, such as the taboos, such as this is wrong, or the all the many labels that we have. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna use here some words are not kind, but you are a bitch if you do that. You are a whore, and
Yeah.
all of that, or even the words that are used to refer to sex with women, bang, or some violence that is used in the words, the form of words. So the work I do is to bring women back to look at their sexual garden. Look what's there because sometimes we don't have the awareness of we're still growing in our garden. And that's what I call you do that. It's like for me it was like a sexual awakening when I did that. In some point intuitively, I looked at it and I said, "Oh, what has been planted in my garden? what did I hear from this man in the 80s, the macho men's or the patriarch?
Yeah.
Is this is still valid to me? Do I still, now that I'm a woman in my 40s, do I still believe that? Do I want to be like that? How do I want to interact with a human being in front of me? Right? So it has been my journey of sexual awakening is now being passed to the women who want, I like to call this sexual awakening. When is the sexual awakening is you're not doing sex the way that you were doing before. And I like to say in Portuguese is pintocêntrico. In English is penis-centric society, that it's all based in a penis. The penis is erect, it's ready to enter. There is an ejaculation. This is over. So if you ask me what is my work is nothing against men. I love men and women. There is my work has nothing to do here. We're women against men. If it was the case, I would not even accept your invitation. But the thing is, how can we relate to one another in an intimate way, sacred way, loving way? And that's what I am a stand for. And I got you. I get heated when I thought
Yeah,
about it.
no, no, this, I love the way you explain this. But as I listen to you, and I want to say something here. You know, what I'm going to say here, it comes from a place of love, not from a place of judgment.
Of course.
We are in 2026 right now, right? So the only reason why women still have so much problem right now to be respected. Like if a woman, have three, four, five, seven guys, lot of believes a lot of countries now still seeing her, like you said before, or like you said, as a prostitute or a whore because it's been with so many different men. With men, they can be with a billion women, it's fine. This was before, but it's still to today. But when I try to say that, I was making notes in here, woman is not helping themselves doing the same thing as the men doing for centuries. What I'm trying to say, I like to say it again. What I'm saying, I'm going to say is coming from a place of love, not judgment. A lot of women today, if for a long time, I can say for the last 50, 60 years now, they decide to be just like me. I'm gonna do anything just like me. If the man has the same rights on me to go there with so many women, they want to no one say anything to them. I'm gonna do the same, and I don't care what people is going to say to me. I'm going to explain what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, this is not the way that you heal yourself. This is not the way that you change things inside yourself. Because I study a lot of older civilizations. I like to watch even old shows about kings. About I watch one now about the Mongolian civilization, but I'm always folks know how woman used to be treated back then. Back the time of the kings, the queens, the daughter, was going to marry, someone's king for another country so they can unite in case of war. She was 13, 14 years old, whatever it is. And these things been passed for centuries. When we try to say, when you study, women history, it's very, very depressing, very sad what women went through for centuries, for no searching for thousands and thousands and thousands of years in this planet. No long time ago, woman was able to start getting her freedom. But unfortunately, a lot of women took the freedom and I used the wrong way. So then now we are in that time that we have Anna and a millions of other women out there, even men as well, help educate men and women. But I'm gonna try to say, I believe everyone has the right to do anything the way they want. But I believe, there has the right ways to do something, to change, to heal. It has the ego ways as well. So what I'm trying to say is so important for you to choose the right ways now. Or what can better say, the God ways, not your ego ways now. This
Yeah,
is
one
came
thing
to
I'm interrupt you. I'm sorry, but I'm thinking, it's like you were talking about how women are using, because I completely get what you're saying, and tell me if that's your meaning too, because women are feeling empowered, and then I see, okay, so I can have maybe sexual, casual sex, and I can have sex with as many people as I want. But the thing is, as long as we are, of course, we're not judging, we have the freedom of doing what we want and share our bodies and our sexual energy with whoever we want. But I always think even sex can be used for different things. That there is even an intention. Because, even sex can be used to distract yourself from something else. Even sex, sometimes, sometimes people go for sex because all they want is intimacy. All they want is human connection. All they want is to be seen. And then sex becomes an instrument of that. And you don't need that. Sometimes you got to have this awareness of, and even question yourself, why do I want to have as much sex that I'm having and with many people? Not from a judgment. Oh, you are a woman. You should not have sex with more than this many people. Sex with who you want. As long as there is consent, you're not harming nobody. You do what you have to do. But I always ask women, why do you want to have sex? What is the intention? And even men.
yeah, but
And
yeah.
how do you feel after that sexual interaction? You're feeling alive, you're feeling awesome, you're feeling great. That's an indicator. You are not, it might be time for you to reflect. You how you were what is your relationship with sex and pleasure and the impulse of having sex?
Yeah, the things when I was talking before, once again, I was not judging anyone, but the way women chose to use the freedom they have after, like I said, back in 56 years ago, that's one of a lot of women start doing some other things. Politician now, women can do so many things. Before it was just impossible for them to do. But what I was trying to say before, so many women even to today, what I mean, they are using sex, what I mean, and in the wrong way. What I'm trying to say, they are hurting themselves. Not for I'm not talking about the reputation. I'm talking about, when you use something it, because it's cool, especially like teenagers. It's so cool. Everyone's been doing it, so then they do the same thing. You are hurting yourself because in the reality, I mean, you allowed so many other people, I mean, do whatever they want with you. That's not a controlling. You do a lot of things you want to the others. You allow the others do a lot of things with you. That's not a controlling. There's not a balance, not an alignment. What I'm trying to say, in time, this is where you created some traumas. In time, this is where you create a lot of psychological problems in the person's mind. That's what I'm trying to say. This is so important. I mean, what you are doing, in this incarnation, so many other people, to educate them. This is a way to use. You can use, like I said, you can have with so many people you want, but then you ask some question, what do you feel? How you felt after that? What is the reason that you are doing this? I mean, in the end, when everything's finished, did you learn something? It's something, the experience was something that is going to help you to become a better person. It's going to help you, spirit to grow or whatever it is. Oh, no, it's just because I like. That's
Yeah,
what
because
I say.
we most people.
Yeah, there has the ego way and the God ways. You can make love with your ego to satisfy your ego, or you can make love with God.
Mm. Yeah, and you're talking about, so then we go, I'm gonna bring us to the tantric way of sexuality,
There you
how
go. Yeah.
we, so it's very interesting because I'm going to share a little bit of my personal journey with the teachings and the learning of the relationship with genitals, for example. So uh, we normally have this in this relationship with a genital that is okay. This is a penis, this is a vulva, and this is it. Like the I'm calling it with the anatomical parts. Um, But in Tantra, for example, we're invited to see the genitals as sacred parts of your body because those are parts of your body that creates and generates life.
Mm.
And when you are connecting with another human being, it's there is an intention. There is a intimate wanting to create intimacy with this person. It is not just the physical part of it. As I was mentioning before, you have uh, the penis is erect. You're gonna have the experience that you have, and then you ejaculate in tantra the everything is, and it could be I personally love that aspect of the way of interacting with people in the sexual realm, that another human being is the whole human being. You are your body, your energy, and we are connecting in this way that it's not just our genitals getting together. So imagine like in tantra you see this with couples, for example, they will start instead of being rushed, because that's the other thing. Remember I was talking about our garden and how it was created and what, so we
Mm.
see movies, for example. Have you seen a movie how people normally go have sex? There is this urge, o tesão in Portuguese we say, they need to take the clothes so quickly and then boom, it's like there's this explosion, everything needs to be quick.
But
Or
till today, in a lot of movies that you watch till today is always like this. This is the wrong message.
oh, quick. And the penetration is the
Mm.
main
It is
course.
boom, 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 bada bing, bada boom.
But I mean,
A lot of teenagers watch that. It is still, oh, that's the way it is. That's how
and
they're
porn.
supposed to
And a
do it.
lot of people also learn how to have sex with pornography.
Oh
And
yeah.
pornography,
Yeah.
everything is what is the focus? Is the penis. So imagine that, like with Tantra, and or even with mindfulness, you take the attention. So here, the focus is not just genitals. We're not two genitals having sex anymore. We're two human beings having sex with each other, having, and not referring to penetration specifically. We don't have a goal. We don't have a script. We don't have a recipe. We're not a mechanical process. So imagine that you start a sexual relationship just by looking at each other, that just honoring each other's body, honoring each other's energy, honoring who you are. And whatever it is, that's a full experience and not just the genitals meeting and creating pleasure or a release. Most of people they see sex as a release. So every time that you orgasm, it's like you were chasing something. So I need to chase this. I need to finish. There is this expression here in the US. I need to finish. This person didn't let me finish. Like you were not gonna help me finish. I said, finish why? Finish why? There's no finish. This is the journey. Like all the parts of the body are erotic. All the parts of the body, if you're fully present and if you're there with the sacred intentions, everything can be the most amazing experience you can have. So one thing I always say is like, and it happened to me after I took my tantra training. I said I cannot have sex the way that I had before. This
It
is
changed.
this
Yeah.
is over.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship with somebody and I broke up with a person, and the person didn't understand anything and has just said, I cannot have sex the way that I used to anymore. Now sex for me is sacred. Like even my relationship with my own genital changed. I said, I am sacred. I am a woman. I generate life. I have a vulva, and I have a sacred relationship with this part of my body that was sexualized. Because the vulva is like, do we have a nickname for our elbow, for our shoulders? No. But for the vulva and the vagina, we have many.
I
The
call I
penis
call I
too.
call
We
I
cannot
call
even
the
say.
I call the portal, the birth canal, and I mean, I call it's a portal. Something that I like to mention. 99% of my clients are women. I have few clients. I think two or three male clients. 99% are women, but because I'm working to myself for so long, even I've been by myself for over 7 years. No, nothing, or even I don't play to myself, nothing, just to work to myself, especially related to sex, because I used to be one of those people, I mean, that it has to be this way, my way or the highway. But anyway, so this
The
is another story.
finish.
It's another, yeah, it's another conversation for another episode. But anyway, so I'm trying to say it just, when have a session with someone, I'm connected to such a beautiful spirit, so they come to talk to me, to talk to them. It always, one of those things they always ask me to say to them and say, this is not here, this is here is not just a body. This is a sanctuary.
Mhm.
This is a temple. It's so important for us to respect this, to not allow anyone to come here and disrespect this sanctuary. And we have to do the same. We need to protect this sanctuary here. What I'm trying to say, because so many of my clients, they want to be in a relationship. They are complaining about, oh, I feel used, by this person. Every time I connect someone, they want their ways, this way. They are so connected to ego. But anyway, so I talk to them because there is, that you are try this type of people. It's your own energies, it's your needs as well. But what I'm trying to say, it's so important. I mean, like you said, oh, my video was in off here for a moment.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
okay,
back. You're
yeah, yeah. But
back.
see, this the energy, is strong here. This never
Yes.
happened before. But what I'm trying to say, it's so important. I mean, when I talk to them, to try to understand that when you start learning how to respect this here, respect 100%, you're gonna connect, with different types of energies. You're gonna trust the process they are connected the same types of energies that you are connected, mom. That's like you said, you broke up with someone. I don't want to go deep, as personal question. Maybe you try to talk to him, and be, you can change, this. No, no, I don't want to change. This way, they're
That was
alive.
not available. Yeah,
Okay,
to this
so
person that
they
was
say,
not available.
say, hey, my friend, have a blessed day.
Yeah.
So you make the decision. No, this you said this is a temple. Now I understand and I learn it.
Yes.
This is not just a body. I need to honor this. I need to protect this. I need to respect this. I need to use this the way it's supposed to be used.
Yes. And it's a privilege. I feel it is a privilege to be in the presence of somebody and to share sexual energy with somebody, which sexual energy for me now, it's a sacred. Why is this sacred? Sacred sexual energy is what it's created to create life. So for me, it is sacred. I create life with it. And the other thing too that was very that I learned as well that sexual energy, this impulse that we have, not necessarily needs to be used for sexual experience. I like to paint. And I always believe that the sexual energy and it's not just me. There's people in the Tantra world, and they talk about it, how we believe that the sexual energy is this energy of creation. And what is created with that? It can be a human life, it can be a project, it can be poetry, it can be painting, it can be anything. and can be creation also if you are with another human being of so much pleasure. And and people say sometimes, right? I need to drink, have a wine to have sex, or some people like to use some type of drugs and say, oh my, if you are fully present and connected with somebody, the drug, the alcohol is the sex itself.
Yeah.
You don't need
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But we are in different stages, we are in different places. And I'm not saying this from judgment or say, or superiority, or say, oh, look how you do it. This, I do it better. Not that way. The thing is, of I don't know if you're still with me, Nando.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Something.
yeah, but
Something.
I will keep, can I keep talking?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
This the I don't want to cut you off, but the energy is so. I want to say something to everyone. The energy is so strong here. Even before we tried to connect, we were unable to connect. She was unable to see me and or hear me.
Not listen, we could not hear each
Before, then
other.
after that, I start recording. I say, oh my God, no, I'm not recording yet. Now my camera is stopped. Now my camera switch. For the camera that I have in the back of the computer to the computer camera without me doing anything.
But
Believe
Nando,
me.
can I say something? Can I everything I can bring to sex?
Hmm.
So, what happens in sex? Look, everything that happens to us, imagine that this is happening. What did we do? We figured a way out. Did we say, "Oh my, this is not working"? You see, you just came off
Yeah,
the
yeah,
I cannot see you again. But we're
yeah,
still here and
yeah,
we're
yeah,
figuring things out.
yeah.
But imagine that we are so tied up to a script and everything needs to be perfectly fine. And then when it's all perfectly fine, okay, we cannot do this anymore. It's like when you are interacting with somebody, it's like it doesn't need to be that serious. So you're fixing something. Yes, you're fixing something now. And I'm fixing this and I'm figuring out. And then we enter in the communication. I love talking about sex communication. And the sex communication is for these moments that it's not going right. It's not going like in the movie. In the movie, there is no problems with your erection. In the movie, there is no problems with you um getting, I'm gonna use the term wet. In the movie, we don't show anything. But then in reality, there are problems. The camera goes off, you cannot hear something, or you hear too much. And then you start talking and say, I'm not going to fight or create a war with reality. There are things I cannot control. There are things I can control, and there are choices I can make. So, how can I be present with this human being that is in front of me in this space of letting happen moment by moment? And then we enter, we're talking about spirituality, but I love talking about mindfulness too. I love, like, people don't connect sometimes mindfulness that is associated to Buddhism, but I love talking about mindfulness in sexuality. That imagine, like, I believe that sex itself can be a form of meditation. That's for sure, if you are fully present there. And that's a practice. That's a practice. Oh, adjusting. I like the adjustment
This
now
this
of
this is never happening before, but like I said, energy they do interfere. The energy they do interfere with technology, and I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm gonna just let it be. But
learning the lesson, learning the lesson.
yeah, yeah. But this I wanna share something with you now. When I met my son's mother, I don't call my ex-wife. No, I don't use this term. No, I always call my someone that was in my life before. But because we have a child together, I call my son's mother. I remember now when we decided to have a baby. Now the spirit don't talk to me for us to have a. This is beautiful story. A ceremony. Now. Just go bend down, bada bing, bada boom. No, let's try again. No, are you pregnant? No, 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 no. The spirit to create a ceremony, to
Mm.
cleanse our body, salt baths, a bunch of stuff. So we did all these things.
Like a ritual, right?
It's
You're
like a
saying a
ritual,
ceremony,
like
but
a
there is a
ritual. But
ritual to.
listen, but I was not connected with any tantra, me, energies was not even had too much knowledge back then. I know I heard about that, but, about tantra, all this stuff. But we did that. We just only connect, with one another, one body with another, without to do anything. No, nothing. But as we remember, we hold each other's body now. We are just quiet and doing not, but we were inside one another, just without doing not, just to feel energies. I felt something, come inside of me through my penis. No, was no ejaculation. Something.
Mm-hmm.
A day after that, after I said, you are pregnant, and she said, it's impossible because nothing happening.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel anything. Nothing come out for you, not came for you.
There's no ejaculation.
No ejaculation. I said, someone was able to come. Was a little guy, a little spoon. This,
Yeah.
but it day anyway. So past few weeks, she was taking a salt bath. And then she called. No, come in. I say I went there. I say yes. She showed me the little test. Now was
Pregnant.
positive. Now. But when I said, "Well, you are pregnant," she said, "No, no, I'm not." So, right? But I felt there. But was what I felt was something. Was an energies come from me to her.
Energy.
Energies come from me to her.
Yes.
I never forgot. There was something that I never experienced before. No.
That's what we normally associate to a tantra experience, that you are connecting at such a deeper level, that you were exchanging energies, like the energy is circulating and you were literally connected. You were inside another human being. Imagine that. We don't talk about it, but you're literally inside another human being, right? And it's like inside an area of the body where delivers life. So if that's not sacred, I don't know. And even for the men too, because I also changed my relationship. First of all, let me just acknowledge your experience. That's so beautiful. I hear that a lot in the tantra world, but we all have access to that. We don't need to be tantra specialists or go to tantra to do that. You're connecting with another human being, but connecting in a pure sacred level. So imagine like you can take all these layers of things that you learned in porn or that you learned with movies or you learned that's right and wrong and just come as a blank canvas. Yeah, it's like, do you paint? Do
No,
you do you paint? No.
no.
I
Sometimes,
did
but
I started doing some painting, abstract painting.
yeah,
So the some people will relate to that, some people will not. So you have a white canvas. You don't know what's going to happen. I like to say that the sexual experiences, they could be so beautiful this way if you're just a white blank canvas and that you're co-creating something. It's an experience. It doesn't need to have a beginning, middle, and an end. And what happens also with people in tantra is that the men normally do not ejaculate. One of the things that men look for tantra is that they don't want to ejaculate. They have an orgasm. They don't chase the orgasm, but orgasm and ejaculation, they are two different things that for men it's harder to differentiate. But they're different. They're different. I talk to many men, and some men they cannot see the difference yet. But and it's okay. You don't need to know. But in tantra, they normally don't want to do the ejaculation because they want to keep going. They want to keep feeling pleasure. So they're not chasing an orgasm. They're not chasing an explosion. Just, I need to release.
yeah,
And I understand that sometimes sex can be used that it's a good stress reliever if you go with intention, but also you're not using another human being to release stress on another human being. So you want to create an experience that both are gonna be elevated from the experience, right? That's what I believe. You're both living elevated. You are loving, you're seeing each other, you are touching each other with honor. Every part of your body is to be honored. So what you described here, it's a beautiful connection you had with the mother of your child.
Yeah,
And you see, it's like how beautiful is to be conceived this
yeah,
way.
yeah. But I do, like I said, the things that I do is different. The things that you do, the type of sessions and healings, education, but yeah, we all together in the same path now with one goal. It just now to educate our ego, it to help us to heal our own traumas, our own issues, especially related to sex, because like I said, the new world that we live right now, the freedom everyone's have, people they are using more now more than ever, you know what I mean? Sex, you know what I mean? But like I said before, in reality, you are hurting yourself. You
Yeah.
are just suppress all the trauma, all the things that you went through or going through. It's not the same thing. You use drugs, like you mentioned before, you use alcohol to feel something. A lot of people are using sex just to feel something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Especially, I talk with a lot of clients and say, especially when you are in love with someone,
Mm-hmm.
it's so important that you be in control of your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, to not connect with the fear to lose the person. All the person is everything that I pray for, that I ask you for. They me treat me well. They are very kind, but they has all these beautiful qualities. But when I talk about sex, they are more connected with the ego than anything else. But
Mm-hmm.
then what's trying to say, that's the moment, I mean, you cannot disconnect with the fear to lose the person. It just allow the things to happen. Sex is a such, we can talk here for hours and hours. You got a
We
thousand,
need
thousand,
5 more hours.
yeah, thousands of examples, but it's so important. When I'm trying to say, it's so important that you working with your inner child, heal your inner child. So many people, I went through this as a child: sex abuse, verbal abuse,
Yes.
physical abuse. I went through to all those things. Do you know what happened with my inner child? I left behind, over there for a
Yeah.
long time. So then I went to drugs, I went to alcohol, uncontrolled sex with
Yes.
one, two. I don't care how many people I was. I don't care nothing back then. But why they was doing all these things? Like a few months ago, you asked, why you are doing this? Why you getting for this? You have any satisfaction? Did you learn anything? But I was using those things to just to fill up a void in my
The
life for all the
void.
things
Yes.
that I went through. You
Yes.
know what I mean? It just, oh my God, when I look back in my life, I say, wow, it is, it's sad, that I was so blind, I was so deaf back then. But now I'm not in that place anymore. And that's the reason, I mean, when I work the clients, so it's so hard for them sometimes to understand, and I mean, how important it is to work with these sex energies, and how important it is to take some time with yourself to work now.
Oh, completely.
Because if you want to be with someone all the time, you think that you can work with your own traumas, your own issues with someone. No, because you're going to attract the person that they have the same things that you have right now. So this,
Saying
that
you
I
want to take
mentioned
care of yourself. You
this
want to take care of
I,
yourself.
I mentioned a few months ago. I've been by myself, with myself for over 7 years. If I don't play with myself, as well, because I just don't feel the need. I have to control all the things that my ego say you need to do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not easy. It's not at all, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I have thoughts, I have
Mm-hmm.
emotions, I have those things, I have dreams, but I'm still in this path. I make a decision. I want to change in this area, sex. I want to change this energy inside of myself. I want to
Yeah.
see. I like someone that I love so much. She's not here with us anymore. She used to say to me, Nando, look woman as a piece of, as a piece of art, created by God,
Mm.
not just for your needs.
Mm-hmm.
She used to say, not just for your needs. you
It's
know.
not all about you,
Yeah,
right? It's hard for us as human beings sometimes. Oh, this is not just about me. And as you were talking and sharing, I was just thinking about how many women is still, some are in the freedom of doing what they want, but some are in this prison of thinking that they learning, knowing tricks of they being good in sex that can hold their men. I don't know if you grew up with that, but
yeah, yeah. This for
I
me,
grew up.
I'm sorry. For me,
No,
it
the
was
planting
very
in the
important.
garden, that right? The things they're planting in your
For
garden. Hey, if you don't have sex with your husband, he's gonna out there.
yeah,
Or, oh, I need to, you see, do you want to make a lot of money? Make a course to tell women how to hold their men with sex.
yeah,
So then they think that it's like, oh, I'm going to hold a man doing tricks. Let me
yeah.
learn how to do these tricks. Let me learn how to be
The
better.
counselors now, the couple counselors now, office now, they're packing now with people now. We complain about, oh, my husband doesn't, my wife doesn't, you know, sex because they don't give it time for me to have an orgasm. Oh, they don't they squeeze me too much, or they wanna pull my hair, or it go on and on and on, it on and on and on. My God,
Yeah,
this
all the
once again,
manifestations and
that's when you. It's so that's something I'm still working on to make love. Try to understand the love, the sex love energy with God, and the sex love energy with your ego. Is a difference between one and another. When you learn it the right way, when you disconnect for your ego, you connect with God. God means love. And you see
you're
the
doing
difference.
love making.
You never come
let's
back
just
to the old.
let's switch now.
You never
Let's
come
talk
back to the
about
old.
love making.
Your old self dies so fast. It never come back again. You will feel something that you never felt before. It's
Oh,
something.
that's for sure.
It's something. No alcohol, no drugs, no medication, no prayers, no nothing can make you feel when you
No.
make love with God.
Yeah. It's like there is this, and sometimes people say, "Oh, what is that?" And this connection is just like we were saying, referring to make love with God. And the way that I read and I say that normally when I'm saying it's like a make love making sacred. It is sacred because we don't have this association for most people. They completely put here, this is sex, this is God or religion. But what about if sex is the meditation, is the connection with all there is, right? So I believe that it's possible, but this is one level. But it's A to Z. Maybe having sex this way is Z, but how can you start in A? You know, it's like that's why I help people because you're not gonna turn into a tantra lover like this. Okay, now I know all this. This is over. Now I'm gonna do start
It's a lot of
having
inner work. It requires a lot of inner work, my friend.
a lot of inner work and intention and a lot of detoxifying and peeling the layers and going back to the metaphor of the garden. So you go to your garden and say, "Oh, look at this. This taboo is growing here. Oh, look at this. I used to believe that to be a good lover, I need to know a lot. I need to hold a I don't know. I need to hold. I was coming with a word and it just came out because I remember just in Portuguese. I need to hold the penis erect. I need to the erection. I need to hold the erection for too long. You know, it's like this is if this is in your garden, this is the belief that it's growing in your garden. You're going to be a person who need to take a medication to keep the erection. But this doesn't grow in your garden and say, "Oh, no." So sex is much more than that. Intimacy is more than that. I have all my senses. You know what I see happening to men too? Once they just disconnect from that, that everything is about their penis, they relax so much that things just work
Yeah.
because they're not there like that's the one most important thing too. Like we always talk about genitals, talking about genitals, they're important in sex, but the biggest sex organ is your brain. It's what you're thinking, it's what you're feeding there. So, and back to the garden. So if in your garden there's you're in the middle of a intimacy and you're worried about how your belly looks, or you're worried about if you're gonna
I,
have
I was thinking
enough of
about, yeah,
ejaculation, when you're gonna ejaculate, when you're gonna have an orgasm, do you think you can feel what's happening? Do you think
yeah,
you're gonna feel every little touch, every little connection? You will not. So take care of the mind. So you're talking about taking care of the mind. Gotta cleanse the garden. Say, what do I want to cultivate here? The little seed I want to plant. Oh, so maybe you listen to this today and say, oh, I'm planting a seed now. I want to see sex more like love making, as you said. I want to see that more as a divine, as a sacred experience. And that's you plant a little seed that will grow slowly, right? Because people are in a hurry. We're all in a hurry. You want to, we are, okay, now I have the knowledge. Boom, I'll change. I want to practice. That's why we have the Viagra and you have all the medications and right. So I went the other day to Target and I see like a libido pill or and you see, and I'm talking about women that I work with. We entered the menopause or perimenopause, and then one of the things that can happen is the low libido. But you know what I tell every woman, and I'm not taking the thing about the hormone change lightly. It's true, it's real. But I do believe that there is something that happens. There is like a switch that changes when you hit 40 for a woman. And what happens is the type of sexual experiences we're having in the past, sometimes it can completely change. And sometimes it's not the problem, it's not your libido. The problem is the quality of the sexual relationship you're having. The quality of the sexual relationship is not the quality you want to have anymore. So your body is not gonna answer because it's not working. It's like there is too much things here in your brain too. Your mind is too busy when you should, in the beginning you said, let's go back to the body. If we're going back to the body, we're fully in your body. What's the experience you're gonna have? You're gonna have the most beautiful experience.
yeah, it
Do
is
you still
beautiful.
hear me,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Nanda?
These things are just, I don't know what's going on here, my friend.
So now it brought all the video to me. But oh, do you see that painting
Yeah,
behind me?
yeah, yeah,
So this is a paint of a vulva that I painted a while ago. And when I did that, people thought that I was crazy while you're trying to change
I
all
don't
the
know.
technical problems. I'm
Yeah, I
telling
have,
you
no,
about it. Tell me
listen,
when you're ready.
no, no, this okay. I'm listening because we still can hear, but I have no idea what's going on. This has never happened before, But yeah, but at least I just believe, that we are living a beautiful time, in our lives right now in this planet because we have the freedom, to talk about so many things. We have a people like you, so many other people out there, millions of people helping to to not just to educate people, but help people to understand, to use everything's energies, use this all the energies in the right ways, like to
The
manifest
right way
money.
or not. Sex is not made to harm people. Sex is not made to harm people. It's not the sex. The problem is not the sex. It's how you use sex.
Yeah,
How do you use sex? What is the intention? And that's the thing. So we are like on this space. We cannot talk about it. We cannot talk about it. Yes, we need to talk about it. We really need to talk about it because we need to talk about, like, I have a child too, you have a child, we need to start talking to the
I,
boys
I
as young
talk
as they are and
that
talk about consent. The women, the girls as well, the girls need to know that We need to talk about it. We need to let them know what sex is, what is to honor other person's body, what is to respect other person's
Respect.
body.
Listen, let me pause for a moment if you don't mind. That's the word that you said. It's so important for me. It's so important. Respect. I want to mention something to you. My mother used to say to me, to my brother, when you said respect, she came into my mind. She used to say, "Always respect a woman."
Mm,
To me and to my brother, always, never raise your voice to them, never, be physical to them. My mother, listen to this. My mother used to say to me, to my brother, even if you go with a prostitute, if you
mm,
pay a prostitute to have a sex with you, respect her as a human being. I never
yeah.
forgot my mother said that. Respect her.
A prostitute is a woman,
Yeah. Não, é só mesmo, se mamar,
right?
like,
This is a woman passing her wisdom to
respect,
you.
the word
Yeah.
respect. That's what we need to do to start learning with ourselves, like we talked a few months ago, to respect this here, to honor this here. You don't allow, anyone to come here with the disrespect. Don't come anyone to come in here to use this the way they want. It then go away like a gum have the sugar. You spit it out. No,
There's a term I heard that they say fast food and gourmet sex. The fast food sex is the one that's good.
yeah,
You have sex, and then after, this is not good for you. You don't feel good. It's just like it's not good for your health.
but yeah,
Gourmet? No.
yeah, but
Different story.
the other thing too it came here, to the spirit asked me to say. Because when a few months ago that I was talking how women they want to be like men, to do whatever the men do, what I mean, because I can do whatever. It's not just that, because the other thing that you do, now you understand that, I understand as well. Every time that you have intimacy with someone, have intercourse with someone, sex, whatever you like to say with someone, about is changing informations to the DNA is changing information with one
Hmm.
another. What we try to say, the more you have indiscriminate sex with so many people to satisfy your ego, you are taking on information for each person's body, and you are sending your information for each one as well. That's the reason some people they can reach such a level, such a time in their lives. These people that are living this type of life to uncontrolled sex, they totally lost themselves because it's
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
much energy is for so many other people inside the body.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
afterwards this
Energetically
yeah,
too, but for us who believe in energy, right? I think it's totally real. That's I live by. I cannot imagine that I'm exchanging energy with a person who is not in the practice of understanding energy, and it's not in the path of light. You don't need to be perfect. We're human beings, but what are you cultivating as a human being, right? Are you cultivating the light, or are you cultivating the darkness? So for me, it's always like, who, but as you were talking too, sometimes it's hard if you do not have this relationship, sacred relationship with your body, you are not going to give to the other. That's the thing. So it
yeah,
starts with each of us.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, you need, like we talked before, you need to do the inner work. We
We
need to
give what
do.
you have. So some people, they're just lost, and they carrying the void. All of us in some point, most people, they can be carrying this void. How do I fill this void? And sometimes this is the tool, the sex. And you create for distraction, and you create for connection with another being. Sometimes all you need, you know what it is? A hug. Sometimes you need a hug, or sometimes you need like somebody who's holding your hand and give you a hug.
But listen, I love so much, Anna. To all the things that you are saying. Well, a few months ago, you said, "Oh, don't look at that. If the belly is too big, or the penis too small, too big." When you, this is beautiful. When you have, oh God. When you have this type of connection, when you have this type of understanding, nothing outside is I'm getting
Yes.
so emotional. Nothing outside is important anymore. When you take your clothes off, the person doesn't gonna look, can you turn around? No. They're gonna see you as a beautiful and powerful loving being. Whatever they look in your body, you will feel the connection. Whatever
Yes.
that you look in the other person's body, you feel the connection. It's not judgment. It's
Yeah.
nothing from your ego come in the moment. Or the boobs need to be, oh, your boobs, oh, your body,
Yeah.
oh, your legs, oh, your
Yeah.
stomach. No, no, oh, your hair, your gray hair, or you bald. No, nothing those things matter because you are connected, not with the bodies, you are connected with the energy.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It is.
But it is
It
not
is.
something impossible for people to experience. This is not even require sacrifice. This only thing we need to do is make a decision to change who we are,
Hmm.
to change.
Create an intention, right? That's like a little, you don't change overnight, but you say, okay, I'm planting the seed now and it's gonna start growing. I'm walking the first step. And how does it start? It's educating yourself too. It's like you're listening about things. Like I like to say that. Some people say, how do you get better at playing tennis? You go, you take a workshop, you practice more, you read about it, maybe the techniques and stuff. I said, same. If you want to be good at love making, um, you were gonna also learn about it, but not about techniques. We don't need more techniques. We don't need more
Yeah.
techniques. We need to learn to connect. How do you connect with another person? And the world is so fast paced into one you mentioned already. It's okay, let's take care of our the emotional level. Like I'll take care of our brains, our traumas, the inner child work. There's all that. If you have a trauma in the past, and there are people who have a lot of trauma too. I talked to some women that they have some trauma of watching their parents having sex as a child.
Oh,
And this can be
100%.
traumatizing for some children too. They don't know what's happening. It's
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah,
They think that the father or the mother are hurting each other.
yeah, yeah.
So there are many levels of trauma that you will start with that, taking care of yourself. The other thing is like I also think that there is um in case that we were talking about women who had or men who had sex with different people kind of cut cords in the energetic level with these people and let them be, please return. Sometimes need to do this ritual and say, whatever it's not mine and it's not for my highest good, please return. Return to the people whose energy doesn't belong to me. It's like if you gotta do literally a cleanse. And from this cleanse, you start to develop the relationship you want to have with sex and sexuality and lovemaking and pleasure and intimacy. And just talking about the body, you're talking one important topic, especially for women, men too, that sometimes they are so bothered and so worried about the appearance of their genitals. And women, especially, you see, there are some surgeries that women go to. Here in Tampa, where I am, I saw in the Facebook post not too long ago, somebody looking for that. They want to cut part of the labia and the vulva because they call like this is too big or this is or some places they do a laser
Yeah,
procedure
they do. Yeah,
to
yeah,
make the color of the
yeah,
genital be clear. It cannot be dark. If you're not a child, your genital probably is gonna have a darker color. It's coming.
yeah.
It's you're
Yeah,
not.
but
So there are so many things that's why I'm saying education is so important because we don't talk about it. It's all taboo. And imagine like it's just one conversation. I had a woman here, client that said, hey, vulvas are all different. The labia is all different. Some are bigger, some are smaller, or even like at the head of the clitoris, the little pea size. Or some are bigger, some are smaller. Just like every penis is different. No penis is like another. But imagine this is it. You don't look at nature or a tree and say, this tree should incline a little bit to the right. Or I think this tree should have a shade of brown, a little darker. You don't.
Nature don't care. The one tree don't look at another tree. Hey, listen, you're kind of too big, you know what I mean? So you know, gotta be a little bit small. Call some
You
landscape
are
company, I
what
mean,
you
to
are.
trim, this branch a little bit too big, you know. No, yeah, the nature, they don't, they all love each other. They all connect energetic with one another. But at least a time here is almost up. I'm gonna respect the time that you give to me today. But one thing that I like to say to you, that when you to everyone, I mean, when you do this type of work, like if you go to her, so many other people, even with me, but what I do is different the whole. But anyway, I'm trying to say, you like she said, I don't accept anyone in my life right now that I just want to be here, you know what I mean? Say, oh, this is what I like, this way that I want. When you work with yourself, when you do the inner work, when you heal your wounds, your open wounds, and connect to the right energies, my friend, when someone's coming to your life, you feel there is a divine connection. What I'm trying to
Yes.
say, the you fit now, like a friend of mine say, like a glove. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
fit like that. Everything about you, that person is gonna love, and everything about them, you are going to love as well. It won't be this I don't like this, or there don't be no complaints. There don't gonna be no asking for change. They're not gonna be like, well, listen, this is the way that I like to kiss. This is the way that I like. This is all this type of conversation doesn't exist anymore. It's not necessary. Only you are connecting on me with a new version of yourself. They want to understand what sex energies mean, what loves mean, what this here means, so many other things. So
Mm-hmm.
the message the Spirit asked me to give to everyone, do not go out there to change anything in your body in order
Amen.
to look more beautiful, more sex, to attract someone to your life. Oh, my lips are gonna listen. I suck like a dish. I need to put some Botox in my lips. My boobs are a little bit, soft because I have three children. Oh, I have this marks in here because I have two children. You don't need to think about one single thing. This is true, my friend. I want to say something quick here because our time almost up now. I say this many times to clients now. Everyone experienced this before. Everyone saw this before. You see a beautiful man, a nice body, very looking body, with a woman, with a large woman. If people say, "Oh my God, look at that couple," I don't think they have a mirror at home. Look at that. Look at that. And then you see the opposite, a beautiful woman, nice body, beautiful sex, with a short guy, bald, big belly. But you know why you see those type of couple together? It's exactly what we just talking about a few moments ago. They are connected with here,
The heart.
inside. It doesn't matter. I'm a professional massage therapist as well, right? I work with a couple, I cannot give details, names like that, but it was exactly this type of a couple. And there are so the difference between one and another, but the love energy between them was so
Mm.
beautiful. I was so emotional. As I talked to them before the session, was a couple massage. I was very emotional. I was trying to control myself to don't start crying. I
Mm.
told them their love energies that you guys have for one another is something so beautiful that I never saw before.
It is beautiful. It
Because
is
I
beautiful.
felt
And
that
it
with their
exists.
husband and wife with us different bodies, but I felt that.
And you see, it's so interesting you're mentioning massage. And yeah, we will when that I'm gonna make a uh, short point here about how the touch is such a important part of connection, right? Like a touching the whole body. I was watching a movie not too long ago, and I saw. Uh, I saw there was a woman that was she was really in a bad place, and she met this guy in a nightclub, and she said, "Come to my apartment." And the scene is that she says, Go quick, quick, just sit down. They don't even take their clothes off. She sits on the guy. The guy gets too excited. He ejaculates inside her and she gets very upset and she leaves. She's a little drunk. She says, leave my apartment. And I said, wow, what an example of having sex with zero intimacy, with zero loving and connection. So that's the thing, not judging people, but you know what? I want to live in a world that people are deeply connecting. That when people touch somebody, you might call me a dreamer, but that's the world I live in. I've seen people doing that, and I hope that it just replicates. And with my work that I'm doing, I'll keep sending and spreading the message that people will be respectful of each other's body, that people understand very well consent. I want to live in a world that there is no sexual abuse, that there is no rape. I want to live in a world that men can control their sexual energy, manage the sexual energy. It's not controlling, but managing the sexual energy. They don't need to release in a body of a woman who is not giving them consent. So that's what I do this work. And I think for women also, all of us to protect ourselves, to be free, we all need education and we need to have the conversations like we're having today. Because without conversations, we what happens? How do we change if we don't
Yeah,
know?
I love so much. But the
And I
only
get
thing that
heated.
listen, but my only prayer, this prayer when I finish this conversation is today, this everything's gonna be fine. So nothing happening. What I'm gonna try to say, the other thing that I feel so grateful, thankful because I am a man, like I said at the beginning, and talk with you as a woman that you so had so much education, so much understanding about sex energies. And this is something, like I said, I'm still work with myself so much. But for me, like I said at the beginning, this is not a conversation just for women, it's for me as well. Because when you learn how to understand women, what I'm trying to say, a lot of things start changing inside yourself. That's a message for all the men out there. Like my friend, Wendy Walker, that's what Holy Spirit name is say, Nando, look at woman as a God piece of art. Don't look at woman's body as you need, you want
That
it to eat, saying, damn, look there, damn, bro. No, no, you look as a beautiful piece of art created by God, It just, it's so important because when you understand women, you know, we heal so many things inside ourselves as a man. I work with a lot of pregnant women as well, and
mm,
I tell them I say I just tell them I treat all my clients the same, very special. But pregnant woman has a
extra.
has a VIP
They're carrying
session. I
life.
said pregnant woman has a VIP session here with me because what the body go through, what they are going through. See, our job is pretty easy. But their job is not an easy job. The emotions, the feelings, the hormones, the body stretches, pain here, pain there. The baby doesn't care. The baby grows. The baby push the muscles, stretch the muscles. I mean, push the pelvis here, there. Uh, but I'm gonna try to say I have so much respect, for pregnant woman because it's a blessing to get pregnant. You had two children, right?
Two
It's a
children.
beautiful, it's a bless.
We're
But you,
portals. I like to say
yeah,
we're portals.
yeah. But what you went through for 9 months, was it's a beautiful journey, but it's not an easy journey.
No.
My son's mother went through so many complications. She got very
Mm,
sick. She was so serious she could have died. The baby died as well, but
I'm
both is
sorry.
still here alive, health, thank God. But I'm trying to say, I went through with someone when she was pregnant. I mean, the life was in jeopardy. I mean, he had to do so much to keep her and the baby alive. So my respect for her was big, so much, so much, so much because I have been there for her for everything right now. It forget about me. It forget about me. I don't need. I have no needs though. I can't even think about needs about anything. I have to be there for that woman. But I said this is another conversation for another time. But it was meant to be the spirit to ask me to say this to me. But listen, my friend, once again, I just wanna before we finish here, I have a three quick question here that I always ask for everyone.
Okay.
The first question: who is God?
Who's God for me?
Yeah,
I will explain how I explain to my children. I say, God is the one who makes our heart beat, that makes our nails grow, our hair, that makes the seed becomes a tomato and an apple. Uh, God is the one that makes our heart beat so fast and so loving when we first hug our children when we have them. Is the one that makes our children grow inside a woman. That's God.
thank you. At least I respect it. I respect it. Whatever you said,
That's
you
God that make the flowers.
beautiful,
That's
beautiful. I love.
God.
I
And
love.
I am part of God, and God is part of me, and you, and all of us.
Beautiful. So the other question is why we are here.
Why we are here. Yee, this one we need a whole hour.
No, no, this
But
is a quick.
basically, I'll refer to my father. My father called Earth the school of life. And I think we're all in school of life. We're here to
Yeah,
learn, we're
100%.
here to teach,
Yeah,
we're here
100%.
to learn, and we're here to teach
Yeah,
and repeat the lessons if we don't learn from them.
I believe the same way. And the last one, why forgive?
Forgive.
Yeah,
Oh, because if you don't, it's poison. I always say the one who carries the anger, the resentment, is the one poisoning yourself. I think there is some quotes from one of this philosophers or big thinkers, but that I it's not coming up to my mind. But personally, if you don't, you are just contaminating your whole self. Who lives with the burden is you, and it just keeps stopping you for being your highest self. It's
it's
not doing anything. The person that you do not forgive, it doesn't do anything to the other person. Well, person can be sad with you and stuff, but I think the biggest problem is with you. You're carrying that, stopping you. You're heavy. Some people are carrying like loads of unforgiving things, and that's just adds heaviness to life. Who wants to live in life this heavy?
it's beautiful. Thank you. It's beautiful. So just do me a favor, and just tell people how people can find, if you like to share your website or maybe in the social media, please feel free to do that.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah. So for the women, I normally work with women, but I'm open to men too. If you listen to it and you're interested in re-education, in learning about sexuality, sex, pleasure in this space, that it's sacred and that it's different. That and also just want to bring before I even share how to reach out to me, the lenses that I look at sex has a name that it's sex positive. So there is a name for that in the literature that's sex positive. So I take the lenses of everything is negative and wrong and sin and put the positive where pleasures connect. You connect to pleasure, to sacred of sexuality. But so if you want to connect with me, you can go to Instagram. I'm there as Ana ANA because I'm Brazilian and in Brazil it's just one N. So ANA, Ana Ruby, like the stone, healing. And that's Instagram. If you want to go to my website, it's www.anarubyhealing.com. And I have the Sensual Garden coming up, that it's a series of workshops for women who want to go on a journey of looking how they learned about sexuality and what they want to plant on their garden from now on. That it's starting in March, and I run normally 4 workshops like this. And I have many other things, sound healing and yoga, But so you come to my website and my Instagram, you know what I do.
Thank you, thank you.
And yes, of course.
Thank you. I appreciate so much. Just stay there with me for a little bit. I'm gonna finish here. Appreciate so much the time you took here today to talk with us, and I'm grateful thankful because I learned a lot of stuff. Just listen to you as well, my friend. Even though, like I said, I continue work to myself because I have open communication 24/7 with the spirit, and I'm constantly talk to them. They are constantly talk to me to change, because especially like you said before, you have a child. I have a little boy. He's gonna be 9 years old, and I've been talking to him about so many things. I'm going to talk to him for more and more and more because uh, my prayer is for him to grow up and I mean connect to the right energies to understand, what is this in here. It's not just a body. To respect his body, respect the other's body, look the others, with respect, and I mean. But that's my goal. That's that I'm gonna do my best to help him so he can grow up. You know what I mean? To make a difference in this planet. To when he connect with some other teenagers, and I mean, he won't be there connected to the energies, only connected to them to be able to help them. You know, because it's so many teenagers out there. They are so lost. They are creating more traumas and traumas. Are hurting more and more than in a child. But anyway, so just give me a moment. Thanks so much, everyone, to take their time. I just pray everything's work out. With this conversation, we have so many things in here. I don't say there was a technical issues. I felt there was the energies was caused my camera, some other things. If something happen, we're gonna come back in here again, have another conversation. I'm okay with that. So. Thank you so much, everyone, to take the time to be here with you guys, to connect with you guys. I bless everyone to finish the bands. And I'm sending a lot of light, love, healing energy for everyone. I love you all. Thank you for love. Namaste. Just one moment. And let me finish this in here.